Never noticed that in the background. What on God's earth is that? Eh? Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media, and welcome to another episode of Tower Simulator 3. We're already up to episode, I think this is 75 now. It's quite amazing how quickly I'm flying towards 100 episodes of this game, but I've really been enjoying it recently, and, well, I've been enjoying it from the start, you all know that. We're going to go back to an airport that gave me a massive headache recently. We're going to go back to Humberto Delgado International Airport in Lisbon, in Portugal. Last time I made the very silly mistake of using Runway 20 for everything, whereas this time we're going to use Runway 02. I scared the life out of myself, and I'm sure many of you lot, with the way that I controlled this place last time, but we're going to try it once again. We're going to go for a bit of an afternoon time this one. Let's go for about 4 o'clock. We're going to go for clear conditions, Energist Design Airport database and airplane set, and we'll jump straight in. Hopefully this won't go as badly as it did last time. Promise, I'm going to try. Right then, we're loaded in. Let's establish a plan, shall we? So, we're going to get them all on at Mike 5, or is that... Oh, what's that one? Is that November 2? We'll find out. We've got Air Portugal already telling us that they are ready to go. We're going to just give everyone a little bit of time here to maybe pop up. We'll get a few departures ready. We've got Air Portugal 90 Echo Hotel on its way in. We're going to put lights on for why not. And yeah, okay. So let's just check the cameras. We've got F7, which looks down here, F8, which looks over here. We're going to be using this one a lot more, and then F9, which is down this end. What I'm actually going to do is go all the way down the other end now, and I'm going to turn the camera to this side of the runway. Don't know what else. Oh, wait! We're going to put the camera here. So Control and F9. So we've got 7, which looks over here, 8, which looks over there. You can also see the EasyJet and Ryanair sort of terminal over there as well, and then F9, which is going to look down here at the approach, and of course the takeoffs. What taxiway are you? November 2 is this one. Okay, so we've got, is this one Mike 5, was it? Yeah, Mike 5 and November 2. Awesome sauce. So that's fine. Air Portugal 1930, pushback approved, expect runway 02. Air Portugal's not on arrival enough yet. That's a lovely route. So what they're going to do is they're going to push back from up there. They're going to go across here, this is the old runway that they now don't use. They're going to taxi along there. And if we go to the F8 camera, they're going to appear here and go down there. And then they're either going to go on Mike 5 or November 2. I think we're going to try and get stuff out of this area onto November 2. Everything else go on Mike 5. Maybe doesn't have to happen, but we'll try it either way. We'll wait for Air Portugal 90 Echo Hotel to pop up on radar. We'll see. Can we see them out the window? You can just see them pushing back, actually. It's better if we go on the F7 camera. They're all the way down there. There's no heavies in here at the moment, actually. There is... Is that an Airbus A330-900 Neo? Because Air Portugal do have those. Yes, they do. And it is, with the very curvy wings on it. But that is an A320, just an everyday Airbus A320 for Air Portugal. Don't forget, we've got the regional Portugal stuff as well, which is called Portugalia, I believe
Lisbon
it is.
Tower, Air Portugal 90 Echo Hotel on final 02.
Air Portugal 90 Echo Hotel, runway 02, clear to land. Give them clearance
Runway
ASAP.
02, clear to land.
They'll change
Air
into a little
Portugal
icon for an
90
aircraft
Echo
any
Hotel.
second now and be ready to taxi. They've pushed back. The tug shall depart from them any second now, and then they'll pop up. There he goes.
Ready to taxi.
There's no beacon lights or anything on any of these that I can see at the moment. Air Portugal 1930, runway 02 via Mike 4. Cool.
Runway
So,
02.
what taxiways have we got along the
Air
way?
Portugal
Yeah, Mike 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, so that's Mike goes all the way down there, basically. That's good. The numbers are sort of signifiers as to how northern that part is. It goes down from 1 to 5. I need to try and remember that. But we'll get there. There they are then. They're going to do a left turn just down that end. And then they'll head on to taxiway Mike. Might be a bit close to some of these actually down here. I think they'll be alright. Not sure that the Neo is supposed to sit there, because it pokes out a lot into the taxiway, doesn't it? It's a mighty big aircraft, isn't it? Look at that compared to an Embraer 190. Or 195, I believe that is. Crazy size. But everyone forgets how big A330s are. They are big old chunguses. So yeah, Air Portugal making its way out over there. Nobody else calling up yet. We've got an arrival coming in a little bit. They're just out here. So we're not going to send 1930 out straight away. We've got another one that'll call up any second now. There's sometimes not another line drawn, but the sort of detection radius is about
Lisbon
here.
Tower,
There you
Air
go.
Portugal 120 Romeo on final 02.
Welcome, Romeo. Yeah, we're not going to give you clearance yet because I'm going to try and do them as late as I can when aircraft are actually vacated off the runway, because I know it upsets a few people that I do it instantly as soon as a plane shows up. But I like this airport. I really do. We're not going to have them as close to us down here as we had in the past. There's not really going to be any movement down this end. I think a lot of aircraft that get off the runway are going to get off down here at this side. Let's see, what taxiway would that be? Uniform 5.
Lisbon ground, Aero Nova 79er Charlie Mike with information hotel.
Is that
Requesting
the...
push and start.
I think that's the Air Europa one. Aero Nova 79er Charlie Mike, pushback approved, expect runway 02.
Ground,
Let's actually
runway
click on, if we
02,
click on
pushback
this,
approved.
it might tell us
Aero
where they're
Nova
going to
79er Charlie
vacate.
Mike.
No, okay. But to be fair, they should use Hotel 4 or Uniform 5, really, because they're the ones that are considered like high-speed exits that are angled for that way. They shouldn't get off and then turn this way, because that would just be a big waste of everybody's time. Go down to F9 camera. We've got Air Portugal just about to come out and then hold at this point here on Mike 5. Where's our arrival? Can't see them. Oh, they're just there. Just in the haze and fog. So Air Portugal is ready to go. We'll tell them to line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. Or shall we? What's the gap? No, there's a big gap behind Air Portugal 120 Romeo. So we'll wait for that. Aero Nova that's pushed back is indeed the Air Europa 737 over there. Let's try and get our arrival on camera. It's another Air Portugal. I believe it's an Airbus A320neo, this one. In they go. Oh, it's a 21neo, actually. It's quite a long boy. I'm intrigued as to where they're going to get off the runway, because obviously the A321neo won't need as long to stop as something big like an A330. I think we're going to see an A330 or a 787 of sorts during this stint. We'll keep Air Portugal off the runway. They're going to vacate, I think, Hotel 4. Was it Hotel 4? Yeah, Hotel 4, Uniform 5.
Lisbon
Here
ground,
they are.
Aero Nova 79er Charlie Mike ready to taxi.
Yeah, they're going to roll all the way down. And yeah, okay. Let's give them clearance. Air Portugal 120 Romeo, runway 02, clear to land. Air Portugal 1930, runway 02, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. Aero Nova 79er Charlie Mike, runway 02, via Mike. Okay. I didn't say
Runway
one, but that's
02,
fine. I suppose there
clear to
isn't
land.
a
Air Portugal
taxiway
120
Mike, is there? I suppose it's just
Runway
Mike 1 to
02,
5.
line up and
Then we'll
wait
tell them
behind
to
next
taxi.
landing aircraft. Air
Let's
Portugal
get them along.
1930. Runway 02,
Ooh,
via
Quebec
Runway.
3.
Aero Nova 79er Charlie Mike.
Air Portugal 90 Echo Hotel, taxi to ramp via Quebec 3. Fantastic.
Taxi to ramp via Quebec 3. Air Portugal 90 Echo Hotel.
In they go. We should have them ready to go in a minute. We've got an arrival coming in, which is another Air Portugal. There's a lot of heavies over there, actually. There's a bunch of A330s and the sorts. Here is our next arrival. Didn't check what type of aircraft that was. It is an Airbus A320neo. Not an A321neo this time.
Lisbon ground, Air Portugal 1364.
And then Air Portugal here should line up behind them once they're in.
Start.
Goodbye. And there you go. They're lining up now to get going. I will do some Air Portugal ops, I think, on the Microsoft Flight Simulator at some point. I do plan on getting the Phoenix A320. I know I've got the Neo as well, so I could still do some Air Portugal operations, but I just haven't got around to doing them yet. I just tend to do EasyJet and Ryanair between the Airbus and the 737. Air Portugal 1364, pushback approved, expect runway 02. Okay, they're just about getting down here now. It'll say successful landing at the bottom of the screen any second.
Air Portugal 1364.
And yeah, they're going to get off here at Alpha 6. Yeah, so it's not Hotel 4, is it actually, Chaz? Come on. Air Portugal 1930, runway 02, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 02, cleared for immediate
Got
takeoff
another
upon
arrival,
reaching altitude 1000,
which is another
contact
A321neo.
departure. Air Portugal 1930,
Air Portugal 120 Romeo, taxi to ramp via Alpha 5. Straight down there.
Taxi to ramp via Alpha 5.
And here is our first
Air
departure of the
Portugal
day.
120 Romeo.
Rolling. I really like the angle of where this tower is located, and like I said before, it's quite low down, so you get a bit of a better eye view of the aircraft. You don't sort of look down on them all the time. They're slightly side onto you. We should have Air Portugal just taxiing past from our right-hand side here. There they are. The A320neo, and then the A320 making its way out. To be fair, we could probably get Air Europa out of here as well, actually. Probably got time for that. Oh, they decided to put logo light on rotation. Interesting strategy. But there goes Air Portugal. Yeah, we'll get them out. Aero Nova 79er Charlie Mike, runway 02, cleared for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 02.
Out you go.
Cleared for takeoff upon reaching
And
altitude
then once they're clear, we'll get Air Portugal 16 cleared. They're ready to taxi. Air Portugal 1364, runway 02 via Mike 1.
Runway 02.
They're ready to get
Mike
shifting.
1, Air Portugal 1364.
Let's see where they're
Lisbon
parking.
bound.
Okay,
Air
parking
Portugal
there between the two
1364
heavies.
ready to taxi.
They're all A330neos, they are. Big old chungus. And then, what's this one here? We didn't look at this. Is that a Euro Atlantic 777-200? It is. Very shiny. And then we've got a little private,
Lisbon Tower.
I think it's a 145. It's very small. Might be. Is it a 135? Do they do such a thing in Embraer? Air Portugal 16 is on final. Air Europa is getting out of here in the 737. Air Europa Express. That's why it's Aero Nova rather than just Air Europa, as it normally would be. There's the Pappies, look. I forgot about the Pappies. So these are the lights that basically tell you what sort of angle you're at and how you're sort of lined up on the ILS in terms of your height. You need 2 white, 2 red, which is in the middle. That's really cool. I didn't realise that they'd modelled them in, actually. I didn't look last time. But yeah, we've got an arrival quite a long way out now. Got another departure on its way. Aero Nova. That's actually an airline, Air Europa, that I will be flying the PMDG 737 with on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hoping to do some VATSIM ops with them as well, because I do like flying to Spain. And Portugal, of course. They're just taxiing down there. Look, so that's the taxiway Mike that I mentioned earlier. Goes all the way along there. Got an aircraft pretty much directly below us here on Alpha. They taxi remarkably slowly past this terminal here. It's quite close quarters, so they have to be really careful with it, especially with that Neo over there, which actually has its doors open. There's beacon light here from whatever that is. What is this? Oh, it's Air Azores, which is a lovely looking airline. Air Portugal 16, runway 02, cleared to land. Give them clearance.
Runway 02, clear to
And
land.
we've got Portugalia.
Air Portugal 16.
What sort of gap have we got? A good enough one. That's what we've got. Air Portugal 1364, runway 02, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. There's no point rushing
Runway
to get
02,
departures out of
line
here.
up and wait behind next landing aircraft.
That's an Airbus
Air Portugal
A321neo.
1364.
No heavies yet, but we'll get them in time. They will always show up when Chaz least expects them. But again, I really like this airport. I love the layout of the place. I think it's really cool. It's a shame that now, because we're not using runway 20, we're not going to get as many aircraft sort of churning around down here. But it's good that it sort of stays compact over there. It scares me a little bit with some of the inner taxiways in that area, you know, who's going in which way here. But I think it looks a bit more complicated from this camera than it actually is, because it's just a square around the edge. You only really need to worry about anyone pushing back, another aircraft getting in the way. I think because the taxiways and all the concrete, that is close. Because all the concrete is that patchy at this airport as well, and like it is in the real thing, I'm not saying that's a bad thing for the game's standard, but because it is so patchy, it makes you question where everything is sometimes when you have a bit of a look at it. What was I going to look at over here? There was, I think Ryanair has got... No, there was some nav lights on at least. There's a bunch of EasyJet flights. And then is that a... Oh no, I thought there was maybe an old tower or something over here. It's really well modelled, this airport, though. Some of the buildings are fantastic. Done a really solid job of this place of FeelThere. Just go back into the tower for a sec. Where's our arrival? They're going to be actually over the threshold any second now. Okay, so this Air Portugal A321neo will line up behind this one once they've come in. I think the taxi and aircraft yeah, just turning into their stand now. Could maybe get another camera down there. We've got F7 and F8, F9 for that. Do we get another one over here as F10? Just to look at this side of it. You know what I mean? I don't know if we need one there, do we? Just because we don't tend to come down here that often.
Lisbon ground.
Then our parks at stand.
With information hotel.
There's the arrival. Another A321neo. That looked really long, that one. Almost looked like a 757. And then these guys are going to start lining up behind them. Okay, we've also had someone ask for a push and start. Arizora is 135, pushback approved, expect runway 02.
Ground,
And then Portugalia wants clearance in a minute.
Arizora 135.
Come on then, let's get you in. Yeah, because we don't have to worry about crossing runways or anything like that, or sort of doing them in a pattern that crosses over itself. It doesn't feel anywhere near as busy yet, but we'll see. We'll see once the arrivals start coming in, because that's what's going to make it difficult. It's single runway operations, which I prefer. I prefer one runway to two, you know. Air Portugal 1364, runway 02, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. I don't know why I always say immediate. Sometimes I don't need to, but I just do. Got Portugalia on its way, and we'll give them a sec before we give them clearance. Imagine starting a video and you've not got any drink left. Here comes Air Portugal 1364. Flying down the runway. Oh yeah, we need to get them clearance to taxi. Air Portugal 16, taxi to ramp via Alpha 5. Air Azores will want clearance in a sec. Portugalia 1127, runway 02, clear to land.
Runway 02, cleared to land. Portugalia 1127.
There goes Air Portugal. Ooh, flipping out. Rotate. Goodness. They didn't want to get off the ground. Air Azores 135, runway 02 at November 4 via Mike 2. Not at November 1. Air Azores 135, runway 02 at November 4. 4. Right.
Negative. Air Azores 135.
Is it? Air Azores 135, runway 02 at November 4. Doesn't want to understand me. Air Azores 135, runway 02 via Mike 4. Are you alright? Air Azores 135, runway 02 via Mike 1. Just go that way. Go in the same way. It's fine.
Via Mike 1.
Shut up.
Air Azores 135.
Okay.
Lisbon Tower, Air Portugal 1359, we're on final 02.
Oh, yeah. I must admit, in the last episode that I edited, I know that they're not quite in chronological order from when I recorded them, the San Francisco one, I really did tickle myself, I won't lie, when the guy came up on... well, it'd be great if I could explain it and add the words for it. Came up on frequency saying San Francisco Tower, and I just snapped with a what? I don't know why, I really tickled myself with that. It probably wasn't even that funny, but... I try and throw in those little moments for you. Okay, Portugalia on its way in the Embraer. That looks absolutely shattered. Why did it look knackered? Why did it look dead dirty? Oh dear, need to clean your aircraft. Right, so Turkish 7 Bravo Papa wants to push back, but Air Portugal 16 is on its way down. Turkish is an Airbus A321. They're going to take forever actually, so I'm going to tell them to hold position. Air Portugal 16, hold position. Turkish 7 Bravo Papa, pushback approved, expect runway 02. Portugalia taxiing all the way down. Need to make sure we've got no arrivals. Yeah, they'll be clear. Air Portugal 1359, runway 02, clear to land. You are well and truly cleared, my friend. Then we've got Ryanair behind them. Portugalia 1127, taxi to ramp via Alpha 5. They might not even stop. Very well spoken Portuguese gentleman with a very thick Portuguese accent, as you can clearly hear. Yeah, they're just going to carry straight on. I like that. They don't even stop. Oh no, they stop here. Okay. Then they get back up to speed again. Okay, Turkish 7 Bravo Papa is pushing back. I think that's actually an A321neo. It is. A321neo. Air Azores 135 is getting down there. I think they might be able to get on here, you know, because they're going quite quickly. No, I'm not going to rush them. I'm not going to rush them. I've already cleared Air Portugal 1359 to land anyway. Yep, I've got you. I can see you, sunshine. Air Azores will just have to wait for both of these two to get in. Turkish should be done any second now, and then they can carry on. We'll give them clearance to carry on. Air Portugal 16, continue taxi. So they'll get moving
Continue
now and
taxi. Air
just
Portugal
basically reach
16.
the back of the Turkish Airbus.
Lisbon ground. Turkish 7
there you go.
Bravo Papa ready to taxi.
Turkish 7 Bravo Papa, runway 02 via Mike 1. And then Finnair is ready. Now that Finnair is in a One World livery, which is quite cool.
Turkish 7 Bravo Papa.
They're going to push back the other way, so let's try this. Finnair 1740, pushback approved, expect runway 02. I didn't set a camera down there, did I?
Ground, runway 02.
No, I didn't.
Approved.
Okay.
Finnair 1740.
I'm going to do it now, because it seems like everybody wants to be on this sort of concourse down here. So let's go
Lisbon
like
ground.
this.
Finnair 1740 with information hotel.
Yes.
Requesting push and start.
I know, I've already told you. How good is that? I did it. So 7, 8, 9, 10. 2. Right. We have an arrival. Sorry for all the flicking of cameras, everybody, but I'm sure you can keep up. This is another Air Portugal arrival, I believe. Flaps down. And then we've got Air Azores ready to go. Ryanair will come in after them, actually. We'll give Ryanair clearance. Lovely. I like the Air Portugal livery, you know. It's tidy. Very tidy. It's bold in its own way because it's got huge letters on it and the tail matches that. Yeah, I think it's cool. Air Azores is just going to sit there in their Airbus A320. You can see the aircraft taxiing across in the background. That A321, for some reason, looks absolutely massive. It looks way longer than the others. There's Turkish just making its way across the airfield as well. You can see it looks really complicated from here. I'm not going to lie, I don't like how curved up those wings are. I think they look like they're just falling out of the sky. There's the usual A330 wings. I think they've gone a little bit over the top with the angle. So, they have, oh god, they have now landed. They're going to taxi off the runway, so we can then give Ryanair clearance. Ryanair 5 Whiskey Quebec, runway 02, clear to land. Air Azores 135, runway 02, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. Let's go to the F10 camera because we've got not a nose-to-nose situation here because I think they're going to turn in here.
Line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. Air Azores 135.
We might have to wait because I think
Finnair 1740 ready to taxi.
they are going to come in here. So I'm going to get Finnair to taxi now. Finnair 1740, runway 02 via Mike 1. Portugalia 1127, hold position. Air Portugal 1359er. Taxi to ramp via Alpha 5. Cool.
Runway 02.
Okay, so they're going to wait there for a sec while Finnair gets going. In the One World livery as well, I like that.
Portugalia
And
1127.
to be fair, they're probably good to get going now because they're going to turn left. Okay.
Air Portugal 1359er.
Portugalia 1127, continue taxi. And then
Continue
they're going to
taxi.
carry on.
Portugalia 1127.
And then Air Azores and Air Portugal are both lined up. Turkish are ready to get going. You can see the size differences between the CFMs and the LEAP engines. Then again, CFM make the LEAP engines. Here's Ryanair. Hello.
Air Portugal 436 with information hotel.
Oh, got another one. Are they over in the middle? Yes, they are. Air Portugal 436, pushback approved, expect runway 02. Air Azores should line up now.
Runway 02.
They are.
Pushback approved. Air Portugal 436.
Part of me wishes with the cameras it just instantly switched rather than phasing to the other place. So you could just look at it almost like a CCTV thing. Whereas like the screens in the tower, you know, I'd like to keep it that it still sort of moves between the three like you're looking around. Let's get those two on there. Ryanair has been given clearance. They're already on the ground, actually, to be fair. There's no more arrivals after that, so we can get going. Ryanair 5 Whiskey Quebec. Taxi to ramp via Quebec 3. Air Azores 135, runway 02, cleared for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Turkish 7 Bravo Papa, runway 02, line up and wait.
Taxi to ramp
There
via
goes
Quebec
Azores.
3. Ryanair 5 Whiskey Quebec.
Growling away. That's one thing I can't wait for with the Phoenix A320, is the growl of the CFM engines.
Runway 02.
We've
Line
got
up and
Finnair.
wait. Turkish 7 Bravo Papa.
Papa. Turkish getting lined up on there. Portugalia has just got to their gate here. There's Azores in the background. Very scenic little airport, this. I like it. There's a lot of interesting angles to it. Okay. There's Azores just rotating past the tower. Interesting airline, that. I hadn't heard of that airline before I started playing this game, actually. I think the first time I saw it, was it
Air
at
Portugal 436 ready to taxi.
Bermuda, for some reason. Was it in Bermuda? Can't remember. Air Portugal 436, runway 02, via Mike 4. Turkish 7 Bravo Papa, runway 02, cleared for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Finnair 1740, runway 02, line up and wait.
Runway 02,
This feels very
via Mike
tasty.
4.
Right,
Air
no
Portugal
arrivals for a while now,
436.
so we can get everybody
Runway 02,
on
cleared
and
for
gone.
takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000,
There goes
contact
Turkish.
departure. Turkish 7 Bravo R.
And following them
Runway
shortly,
02,
we
line
will
up
have
and wait.
Finnair.
Finnair 1740.
I think that's an A319, actually. I like the One World liveries. There's a bunch of them across many different airlines. It's always a joy to see them as a plane spotter as well. It's not the most extravagant livery in the world, but it's pretty cool to see. It's kind of like when you see the Star Alliance liveries. You know, you've got the actual company name underneath where it says Star Alliance down the side of the aircraft. It's just great to see the variations of them. Look at the taxi speed differences there. Air Portugal going really slowly past what would, I think, be Terminal 1 on Alpha. And Ryanair flying past on Quebec. Turkish 7 Bravo Papa out of here. They're going in there now, turning left. Ryanair's going to swing to the right at high speed. Ryanair style. Understeer. Oh, Lord. Oh, EasyJet. I just saw the tug move up to EasyJet. They're going to be ready to go in a minute. Any other tugs ready to push? Anybody else? Doesn't look like it at this moment. So EasyJet is going to be the next one that we hear from, I'm pretty sure. Finnair 1740, runway 02, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Again, I just say immediate out
Runway
of
02, cleared for immediate
habit.
takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Finnair 1740.
Get rolling. Still no other arrivals to come in yet. So we can get the next aircraft lined up. Air Portugal 436, runway 02, line up and wait. Ryanair's just getting into their gate now.
Line up and
Just
wait.
see them up there.
Air Portugal 436.
And then EasyJet over here is out of the way. It might be Alpine or Alpine because it's EasyJet Europe, I believe, over here. I'll check where they're going. Oh, they've not
Lisbon
called up
ground.
yet. There you
Alpine 31 Fox
ELLX.
Kilo with information
And it is
hotel.
Alpine, yeah.
Requesting push
I
and
was right.
start.
go. Alpine 31 Fox Kilo. Pushback approved. Expect runway 02. We've got an arrival,
Ground.
which is Ryanair.
Runway 02, pushback approved. Alpine 31
Air
Fox
Portugal
Kilo.
436, runway 02, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. They're going to
Runway
get rolling.
02, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Makes
Air
me want to do a
Portugal
flight this. That's the
436.
thing, I fall into a bit of a spiral sometimes, so I'll play this game for a bit. I'll play an airport and enjoy it, and then I'll think, oh, I really want to do a flight here on Microsoft Flight Simulator. But that takes a lot longer to record than this does. Sure, I may do an hour stint here, but if I want to do an hour and 40-minute flight on Flight Sim, you're talking a 3-hour recording. I've got to get my controls out, do the flight planning. There's a lot of stuff that you need to make sure goes right with those things. So yeah, it's a different kettle of fish to record those than these. That's why there's fewer Microsoft Flight Simulator videos than Tower Simulator 3 videos. Okay. So EasyJet has pushed back. Air Portugal is just about to rotate, as Captain Canada says. Lovely little hop off the line with a beep to go with it as well. Not sure if you heard that on the video. Cool. Okay. Bit quiet on frequency for just a moment, which is always lovely, to be fair. But again, this is another airport where I will come back with a crazy schedule that is just constantly full of aircraft, that is jam-packed. Literally, you just put more aircraft in than there possibly can be, so it always loads as many as possible. Cool. Alpine 31 Fox Kilo, runway 02, via Mike 4. I really do wish that I could get them to get on at November... Is it November 4? Oh, it's November 2, that's why. There is no November 4. Oh, come on, Chaz, you idiot. Why was I thinking November 4 earlier? Let's see if we can do it. Alpine 31 Fox Kilo, runway 02 at November 2. Come on, we
Runway
want a little...
02
Yeah!
at November 2.
Okay.
Alpine 31 Foxtrot
So we can do that, it's just Chaz needs to remember what the taxiways are. Mint. Okay, another one. Is that VistaJet? Why do I know that? VistaJet, flipping heck. God, it's like I know me stuff. It's like I'm a nerd, isn't it? Okay. So, Alpine, EasyJet Europe, turning through there. No more tugs over there, ready to push anybody.
Lisbon Tower.
They've still got their lights on.
on final 02.
Yep, we've got Ryanair coming in. Nobody else with beacon lights on. The jetways are all connected. That's the sort of giveaway here. When they're ready to push back, the jetways disconnect from the aircraft. No jetways down here, though, so we need to look at the tugs and whereabouts they're located. But everybody seems to be pretty docile at the minute. No heavies or anything coming in. There's some nav lights over there on Ryanair and EasyJet over on this side. We do have Ryanair in. EasyJet can get going. Alpine 31 Fox Kilo, runway 02, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Now that's the time where it's worth saying immediate takeoff, because that saves just extra few moments of them lining up, getting ready. They know that they've got to get on with it, basically. It's a controller's way of saying, you can go now if you really want to, but get on with it. And boy, they are getting on with it. Not really going slowly at all. Onto the runway. Smoothly does it. And then they'll power up and growl their way out of here. Ryanair is still a long way out. Can't even see them, actually, so you'll be fine. Go, go, go. Today. There we go. There's the power building up. Awesome. No delay. That's what they tend to say in more sort of VATSIM terms, I think. I think they actually say no delay in the real world as well. I don't know why I seem to stick that to just VATSIM. Still. Ryanair on its way in. We can give them clearance in a second once EasyJet is lifted up. Never noticed that in the background. What on God's earth is that? Eh? Is it some sort of stadium or something? I don't know. There you go. And now we can give Ryanair clearance. Ryanair 784, runway 02, clear to land.
Runway 02, clear to land. Ryanair 784.
On your way in
Lisbon
you go.
Tower, VistaJet 448 on final 02.
Ah, yeah. What is that? Was it CL30 it came up as? Is that like a little Challenger? Or is it... Oh, is that a Cessna Citation Latitude? Is that what that stands for? Can't remember. Look at that. It's clear. Clear on frequency. It's only arrivals at the moment. Ryanair 784, then VistaJet 448, and then Air Portugal 1931. What are they? That is an Airbus A320. So still no heavies on frequency yet. Don't think we're going to get any, actually, at this point. Maybe we'll get one of those A3... I say one of those as if there's not just one there. What about these guys? Are there any doors open, any nav lights or anything on any of these lot? Doesn't look like it. I think we're going to be pretty short on heavies, actually, for this stint, I'm afraid, everybody. I didn't check beforehand, actually, which the busiest hour of the day was, and I can't remember from the last video if I did as well. Obviously, I used Jarrett P's scheduler to check things like that, just so I know what hours may be the most interesting to make a video with. Ryanair now on its way in. It's funny how you get fluctuations in the how busy it is during a day at an airport like this. Because it looks from here ridiculously busy just because of how many rows of aircraft you have before you. But I'm definitely going to fly into this place on Microsoft Flight Simulator, just see what it's like from a pilot's perspective. Here's Ryanair. Get your buttons right, Chaz. Oh, smooth. I say that like the landings vary in smoothness. But Ryanair 784 on its way in. Where do you want to taxi to? Oh, actually, they're going into where Alpine was before, so we'll tell them Quebec 3. Ryanair 784, taxis ramp via Quebec 3. Don't know if they'll acknowledge that yet.
Taxi to ramp via Quebec 3. Ryanair 784.
VistaJet 448, runway 02, clear to land. In you go.
Runway 02, clear to land. VistaJet 448.
That'll be me, that. I'll probably fly the 737 into here.
On final 02.
And Air Portugal just calls up bang on time. I think once we've got them in, that's going to be it for the video, I'm afraid, everybody. It's not as busy as I was hoping it was going to be, but we've been going for nearly 40 minutes now in terms of recording, so it should be a decent half-hour episode at least. I'm going to try not to make all of them an hour again. Unfortunately, I have to sort of compact my recording time down a little bit, based on the amount of episodes I get out of it, and then the editing as well that goes into it. You'll have all noticed at certain points that my videos get to a stage where they then become uncut all the way to the end. It just does take a while to make sure I pick through everything I say in these videos, that I don't need to edit something or just change it. I used to swear a bit more in the videos so I could bleep it, but then that added so much to the editing time because I had to go through the whole thing again. It may sound like lazy editing, but I really do love doing these videos, and I just want to make sure that I can get as many of them out to you guys as I can. I hope you appreciate that. I can't believe as well, I've been doing these for over a year now, and we hit 3,000 subscribers just recently on the channel, which is just remarkable. I'm really, really pleased with that. And obviously I'll continue to do these videos until the cows come home. Right, VistaJet's on its way in what I believe is a Cessna Citation Latitude. I think that's what CL stands for. I'll have to look up the ICAO codes. That's what they call them anyway. You get little 4-digit codes for the aircraft. It's cute, this. Does look like some sort of Challenger. I think it's called a Challenger. Is it Mitsubishi Challenger or something? Sounds bigger than it is. Sounds like it's a 777. I wouldn't want to put some GE90s on that. Okay, they're in. Once they're off the runway, then we can give final clearance to Air Portugal 1931. Anyone that calls up now is not going to get it, so we would, if we were on VATSIM, we'd tell people that Lisbon Tower is now closing. Monitor Unicom 122.8. They're on the ground. Where are they going to taxi to, actually? Oh, very close. VistaJet 448, taxi to ramp via Alpha 5. You're not going to try and get off at this one, are you?
Taxi to ramp via Alpha 5.
No, it doesn't even say they've successfully landed yet. That's fine. They're going to let it roll now all the way to here. It's quite a long roll for an aircraft that size. It does sound like it's a massive, massive jet, doesn't it? Sounds like a 777. Air Portugal 1931, runway 02, clear to land. That's quite late landing clearance, actually. I think they're about... I don't know. That's 5 miles, I'm pretty sure.
Air Portugal 1931.
I think that's 5 miles out, 10 miles, 15, 20. Just for the record, may as well say them all. And then VistaJet will shimmy on. Come on. It does sound like it's a heavy. Not quite sure if that's a mistake or not, but it's funny. And then the final aircraft of the episode, just out there. You can just see their nav lights on in the distance. What type of aircraft is it? Oh, I hate doing that. I'm so sorry. It is an Airbus A320. Just standard, everyday aircraft. LPPR to LPPT. So I don't imagine it's come very far. Have we had anybody go to... they've gone to Heathrow today. Oh, sorry, they've come in from Heathrow. They've gone to Madrid. That's one that I know. They've gone to Paris-Orly. I fly a lot to Paris-Orly on Flight Simulator for some reason. It's not an airport I particularly enjoy, but it's a good distance from the UK to do an hour or so's flight. In they come.
Lisbon ground. Ryanair 7 Zulu Foxtrot with information hotel. Requesting push and start.
I'm afraid you're too late, love. I'm afraid you are too late. Because that is going to be the end of the episode, everybody. Ryanair just turning up a little bit behind time. Funny that. But we've got now a bit more of an established way of running this airport when I'm not being silly and using runway 20. Really like it here at Lisbon. Great, great airport. It's definitely one that I'm going to play with a schedule, because I think if I just cram this place full of airlines, it's going to be a riot, and it'll be really, really tricky to try and get people out and obviously get people in time on single runway operations. So thank you once again for watching, everybody. Really hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'll be back here again very soon, and I'll see you in the next one.